Welcome back, everybody. This is Awesome Rock here with Marvel Avengers Beta gameplay. In this video, I will be going through my Iron Man build and my thoughts on the game so far as of what they gave us through the beta and what I would like to see out of this game. So as you can see, I am currently at level 44 on my Iron Man, and I am about to select a level 45 mission. This will be one power level above me, but I just want to showcase some of the stuff that you can only see at the end or at the high tier of gameplay associated with the beta. So I'm selecting through my gear set to showcase some of the stuff. Now this one is unique. As you can see, it has Thor's hammer, but it reads as a repulsor readout. So it's probably a bug, but it was nice to get Thor's hammer in here. I will say that. So as I select through the various things, I am at level 45 in a sense. If I just max out everything, it's no need. I'm still enjoying the game. I'm not, just going straight at it as in in a sense to just max rank out. So I have the Iron Gauntlet, Aerial Assault, Power Dive, Thruster Uppercut, Dive Amplifier, that is the melee section, Repulsor Shot, Hand Cannon, Power Pulse, Power Blast, that is the repulsor slots that I have unlocked. This is the Laser Beam, Photon Samurai, sorry, Laser Scythe, Magnetron, Whirling Tempest, Energy Lance, Burning Edge, and Laser Strike. These are everything that I have in the lasers category. Micro Rockets, Scorched Earth, Javelin, Smart Rockets, just to showcase what they can do. Counterfire, and Rocket Strike. That is everything I have unlocked in the rocket slot. These are all the abilities I have unlocked on the Iron Man suit that I have available to me at the beta. They have a deep, little, I guess, armor customization in of itself, and then they also have the cosmetics. So if you want to get outfits and stuff like that, you can purchase it with in-game stuff that you earn, nameplates, emotes, and outfits in total. Some of the stuff I didn't get, as you can see, the cosmetic emblem up there is still shining, but I can't unlock it currently on my character. So hopefully those are some things that I will get in the game when it drops. Hopeful wishing. So let's get into it. So as we go into this mission, hold on. On this mission, you will see me play, I guess, the RPG version of the Iron Man playstyle, because you're not supposed to be in their face meleeing them, even though you can build and spec out your armor to do so. But for my playstyle, I'm not going with that route. I am going kind of a glass cannon, but I can also get in the fray and help out and not get melted down. So let me pick up this chest real quick. But Iron Man, in a sense, he takes care of all the annoying guys that are like flying around or cannons that are in annoying spots. So right here, I am using my smart missiles, and then lock on, and then I'm going in to mow them down in a sense. So as you can see right here, my arms burst into flames. I have a buff on me right now, as you can see. It lasts for a few seconds, and then it reprocs every time you use it. So on my arms right now, I have a proficient buff that has a chance to give me a damage buff whenever I do heavy attack damage. So I don't take advantage of it right here, but you can, in any scenario that you happen to proc them in. So The Iron Man playstyle is not necessarily a playstyle a lot of people is going to go towards after picking it up and then seeing that it takes a lot of micromanagement. So what I mean is, take this instance. You have five big bar guys in a sense, so they'll be shielded and they'll have more health than everybody else. So casing the area, you want to take the cannons out to help, your friends go through and do what they need to do. So me being in my role, I need to mow this guy down as fast as I can. So boom, I pop my overcharge, and if you look at my bar up top, it is not depleting at all. So what this lets me do is use my abilities way longer than I would normally. So after that, I would lead up with a regular attack and then go in for the finisher. In another scene, you should see the same guy but with shields on, and I try to do the same thing. Now you can't, because he's shielded. This means they're immune to stuff like stun locks and staggers. So you have to get that shield down before you continue with your damage. We talked about a few of his other abilities, so now let's talk about his ultimate. His ultimate puts him into a Hulkbuster suit. In this Hulkbuster suit, he has beams he can shoot out of his hands like his regular attacks. His square does a regular combo, and his triangle does a charging heavy, which he bulldozes what's in front of him, picks them up if he can, and slams them into the ground. If not, he jumps and then slams his fist into the ground. If you hold square though, he has something that I call a jackhammer punch, which he punches, but in a jackhammer motion, continuously punches. And then if you jump and hold X, he launches himself in the air, and if you hit square while in the air, he does a ground slam. Now what the jackhammer punch is nice at, it's good at staggering enemies, which leads to a takedown. So that's really good when you're fighting these big heavy bar enemies. And then last but not least, let's talk about his unibeam. As you can see right there, his unibeam is pretty good at roasting down beefy enemies and melting them pretty fast. Also, it's good at bringing down shields if you're spec'd into it. So now, if you go back to the beginning, which you don't have to right now, but my suit is built so that I can get my abilities back as fast as possible in this beta, which is not going to be fast at all, but it's nice to see it come back than the normal charge rate. So on one of my other gear sets, I have something that if I get 16 hits in a row, I charge all my abilities up to a certain amount. Talking more about my build, I bet you didn't notice this earlier, how I switched from rockets to lasers as I went in to engage this guy, also keeping in mind that I had my buff on standby. This let me take advantage of this shrieking that I just did, that I get from Pim Oscillator that I have on my repulsor. So what it does is it lets me shrink an enemy, bringing down their defense and letting me do more damage on my offense. So to get a better picture of what's going on here, I'm going to slow it down so you can see what just happened. So as I beamed him with my buff on, I am continuously hitting him and then proccing my Pim with that percentage chance. So when it procced, I shrunk him. So now I'm doing more damage in a sense, so I can melt down that beefy target faster. So when it comes to my build, people ask, why do I build him like this? As you can see by that little exchange right there, I went down within 2 to 3 shots from a regular robot. So while you can spec Iron Man out to be kind of tanky, it wouldn't make sense since he doesn't have high defense by default. So what I would do is, since you're always micromanaging on the field anyways, I would just build him to be able to get in and out, stick and move, and then when you need to do your damage, you're able to with the buffs on your armor and the debuffs that you can put out to certain enemies. This end room is a perfect example of Iron Man being out of his element, which means this room does not play to any of his strengths. But if you are micromanaging, then you would notice that our objective is not to kill any big boss or melt every enemy in here. It's to get rid of these consoles. So instead of focusing anybody, me being Iron Man, I need to stay on task and stick and move. So I break a few of these things and then I keep on with my merry old way. Because you don't, your glass cannon, you're going to get hit a few times and you're going to go down. So no matter what, you got to keep moving but completing the task at the same time. So instead of landing right there, there was a guy next to me. I kept going so I can get this console over here. As you will see, boom, that damage right there hurts. So even though I didn't die, I took out one of the capsules. So right now my health is low, and so I'm looking for a canister, a healing canister. So I notice one in front of me. I'm keep going, and these missiles are right behind me. So luckily I grab one. So as I try to make my way towards another console, I didn't have luck on my side as I took a rocket to the face. So I noticed that the consoles are almost done. Let me get what I can before the inevitable happens of me going down. So I get one down, boom, boom, let's keep it, oh, I couldn't get it. So this is where I say Iron Man needs to kind of always be micromanaging and never really on the front lines per se, because the minute you get melted, you're less help to your friends. But luckily, I do get revived right here, but I stay on task and keep going, because if we get these down, then this mission is over and we get our rewards. So boom, I hit my unibeam, that takes that out, go to the next objective, and more enemies are spawning out now since, oh crap, since it's almost over or you're towards the end of the mission. I pop my buff right here so I can get more damage, so I can melt these things down faster. Boom, I go down for my second time. Now keep in mind, you can only go down 3 times per match. So if I go down one more time, that's it, that the mission is not over, but you got to restart from the checkpoint. So boom, I take out that console, the mission is over. So as far as my thoughts on the game, I'm loving it so far. It is a good game. It is way better than I thought it would ever live up to. But at the same time, it has its little faults here and there. What I would like to see cleaned up is some of, as far as Iron Man goes, some of his locking on mechanisms, being more reactive instead of you having to finally look at that one little part on the guy's foot for it to lock on. The Hulk felt good. Black Widow felt the best when it came to combos, but that's their zone, is to be melee oriented. So to me, the best person that I got to play with was Captain America. His combo set felt buttery. So as far as the game itself, it can stand on its own 2 feet. It has traction. It has meat there. It has, what we want from a Marvel type of RPG. So the real fans that grew up with this comic book series or Marvel series, this is, in a sense, a fantasy for us to be able to live out with these characters and build them to our liking and to what we envisioned as, our take on these superheroes. And I love the fact that they let us be able to build and spec them out however we can. So in a sense, I am for this. I wouldn't give it like, the best praises ever. They have their faults, as I said before. But I am looking forward to this. I am purchasing this game and I am loving every moment. So once again, this is Awesome Rock signing out. Peace.